Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some secret features, some hidden details, and some things you didn't know about all the new Grand Theft Auto Online DLC content that was released today. That is the new Shotaro Tron bike, as well as some other exclusive items that were added into the game as well. So we've got an absolute ton to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time, and let's jump straight into this. So I can't believe I actually have to talk about this as kind of a secret or a hidden thing, but so many people have been tweeting at me, how come my friends have the Tron bike and I don't? You know, I logged on to Grand Theft Auto Online today and the Deadline adversary mode is there, but where's the Tron bike? You guys gotta read the in-game messages. So you have to play the Deadline adversary mode in order to unlock the Shotaro Tron bike. You don't have to win, you don't have to lose. I don't even think you have to complete a full game. All you have to do is play one round of the Tron adversary mode Deadline, and you will unlock this bike and the exclusive clothing that comes along with it in any of the clothing stores in game. So I've seen so many messages about this. I can't believe this is an actual thing where people are getting that confused about it. It tells you as soon as you log into Grand Theft Auto Online that that's exactly what you have to do, and once you do that, it will then immediately be available on the in-game website, the Legendary Motorsports site. It'll be the first vehicle on the left, and you can see right there, its price tag, $2.25 million, which we'll touch on a little bit later on and in future videos, but that's how you unlock the Shotaro bike. Once again, I know there was a lot of confusion about that. That's how it's done. Pretty simple stuff right there. Up next, I want to talk about some secret features of this bike that you might not have known about. There's actually quite a few that I think are very interesting. So I know it's expensive. I know it's $2.25 million, but there is some nice bonuses that you get on the bike itself. The first of that is that it comes with bulletproof tires by default. So that'll save you like $20,000 or $20,000 right there. And I'm guessing the reason Rockstar did this is because some people might overlook the fact that this bike has tires at all, especially because it has like those mud guards on there. Now, I know that seems like a ridiculous and obvious statement, but I'm assuming Rockstar says a lot of people are going to forget to upgrade the tires because of some of the modifications on there or whatnot. So I'm guessing they just stuck them on there by default. Or, as I mentioned earlier, maybe because it was so expensive, they figured, hey, let's give these guys bulletproof tires. But they're on there for free. There's no need to apply them, and they will be added to the vehicle by default. So that is actually something that is kind of nice. So up next, I'm going to show you guys how you can get a secret color added to the wheels on the Shotaro bike. So if you guys notice that the majority of the rim of the Shotaro is covered by like whatever sort of attachments are on the wheel. I'm really not too sure how to describe this bike, but the wheels are covered. If you go and change them, you won't really see any differences unless you choose these three wheels. And even if you remove the front mud guards, you won't be able to see any of the changes you really make on the wheels except for the slightest difference unless you choose these three. So it's Webs, Big Spokes, and Enigma. Now you might be saying, what's up with those? Well, if you apply a color to them, what you'll actually see is the color that you choose kind of shine through or go through the attachment on the Shotaro. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the Enigma wheels for both the front and the rear wheels, and then what I'll do is I'll actually go and I'll change the colors. Now you can see as I'm going through the Rolodex of colors here, you can see you get that nice pop of color on sort of the exterior of the wheel, and that is super cool. Now you can use this to apply a completely new color or a completely unique color, or what you could do is kind of match up the rest of your paint job, and that can actually look awesome. You get more symmetry from the wheels. Now, as I mentioned, you will barely see the design of the rim pattern shining through, but that's only at a close-up distance. So if something like that does bother you, you won't notice it all that much, but it does add an awesome bit of extra color right there. And it works with the mudguard off and with the mudguard on as well. So either one you go for, it's going to work. And that is a great way to add a little bit of extra color to the wheels on the Shotaro bike. Now, I know this might have seemed obvious as well, but the Shotaro also has the ability to have custom tires applied. So you can see this is going to be very different based off of the wheel you have. But you can see when I do custom tires, I get the custom Atomic logo on the side. Now, it's very small and very minuscule, and it's only going to be noticeable if I have those mud guards off. But you can apply any sort of wheel you want if you want to get custom tires. And by selecting the custom tire option, it'll obviously vary based on what is put onto the vehicle. So that's another cool and nifty feature right there. Once again, not sure how many of you guys would have either noticed that or gone out of your way to do that. And it doesn't leave a huge notice or a huge difference on the bike itself, but still some pretty cool stuff here and lots of very unique customization. Now, what I want to do next is tell you guys how colors work on this bike in terms of glowing. So there's a big misconception with the Shotaro bike in that it only glows during the nighttime. Well, it actually has nothing to do with the weather or the time of day. What it has to do is the amount of light that actually reflects off of the vehicle. So it could be the middle of the day, yet you could be in an underground tunnel or you could be in the mine shaft, and it's going to glow crazy bright because there's obviously no light there. So that is how the way it works. It glows based off of the light that's hitting it, and it also glows based off of the secondary color that you have applied as well. The primary color is just the regular kind of body of the bike, and the secondary color is everything that you want to glow. So if you are choosing a secondary color, please do keep in mind that that is going to be the one that ultimately glows. And last but not least, I wanted to do a quick comparison between classic colors, matte colors, and metallic. There was a rumor going around that one would glow brighter than the other, but I actually got 3 people together. I myself had the metallic color, the individual in the middle had matte, and then the user on the far right had classic color chosen, and you guys can make the determination for yourself here. We're all standing side by side, and I really can't tell a difference, and we've all got 3 different types of white paint jobs on there. So once again, I don't think there's any difference right there. It all has to do with based off of the light that is hitting it, but still really, really cool stuff, and those are some secret features that you might not have known about on the Shotaro bike itself. So now let's talk about the Tron Deadline outfits that also come along with this bike. Now, you have to buy the Shotaro in order to get access to these outfits in the game. You can't just play the adversary mode. This is something you have to buy with the bike in order to unlock them. And they're $200,000 each, which is fairly expensive. So those outfits right there, if you were to buy all of them, are almost more expensive than the bike itself, which is kind of crazy. But that is where you can find them. All you have to do is go up to the lady in the front of the store. Now, unfortunately, there is no way to disassemble any of the pieces of this outfit, so that it has to be worn as a whole. There's no way to get like a white shirt and then blue pants and then like a green helmet and red shoes. There's no way to do that. They have to be worn as a whole unless it is glitched out or something like that. The only thing you can remove from this outfit is the helmet. So there's a couple things you can do with the helmet. It obviously has features like all the other helmets that are added into the game. You can flip the visor up or down. If you want to put glasses underneath this helmet, you can as well. That's another feature that you can do. And you can actually get some pretty cool combinations here, especially if you use some of the older biker helmets that we got in the Bikers DLC. And you can also completely remove the helmet as well, and you can put something else like a mask on. You can actually get some pretty crazy combinations, especially if you apply some of the recent Halloween masks that were added into the game. You can actually get some scary and creepy looks, yet very futuristic and Tron-like. So I definitely recommend you play around with that, and you can get some really cool looks in Grand Theft Auto Online, but those are kind of the limitations that are applied to you with these new Tron outfits. Now, if we move over to Rockstar's Newswire, they've touched on a few things over there. One of the most important things is that this Grand Theft Auto Online event is going on from now through Monday, November 21st, which is interesting because that means it's lasting 2 weeks. So that obviously doesn't mean that nothing could be released or nothing could be announced in between them, but that is weird that they have made this a 2-week special as compared to a 1-week special. So just keep that in mind, that is also very interesting. As I mentioned earlier, the new Deadline adversary mode is now out in the game. As you guys saw on my live stream earlier, we played that. It was a ton of fun. That is going to be double money and RP through November 1st. So some pretty good opportunities to make money right there. There's also going to be an unlockable in-game t-shirt. There's a black Nagasaki logo tee that can be unlocked, which is free with any Nagasaki Shotaro purchase. So it's a pretty standard black t-shirt design, as you guys can see right here. Now, with all of that in mind, Rockstar have also added some additional content into the game. They are boosting your biker business with 25% off business supplies and resupplies, plus an extra 50% GTA money and 2x RP from the biker business sales. Plus, take advantage of discounted weapons and tactical vehicles through now from the 21st. So some of those include the Karen Technical, which is 25% off, the Savage 25% off, the MTL Brigade, which is 50% off. As far as weaponry goes, bullet ammo is 25% off. Throwables and explosives, body armors, and drum magazines are also 25% off as well. And there's a new premium race, which is Over the Bridge, that is going on now from November 8th through the 21st. And you guys know what the premium race is. It's triple RP for all who participate, and then $100,000 for the winner. So lots of crazy stuff going on right now in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'll leave a link to the Newswire post in the description. I think there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there, as well as some stuff we'll get into in future videos and a little bit on later down the road. But this is really cool. Deadline adversary mode, Shotaro, bunch of new content and discounts added into the game. I think this event week is pretty awesome, and I love the content we've received so far. Although I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Deadline, the Shotaro bike, anything else that was released this week. I'm going to have one more video coming out later today, as well as a super fun live stream. So please do stay tuned for that. That will be happening later on my channel, and I will keep you guys informed on Twitter and whatnot. But if you did go on and enjoy this one, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, where you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.